ought to be more people like you. There ought to be more people like you.
Hello, it's Yianni taking over from Joy. Now I'm talking to Alan Manley about this very interesting book. So we're picking up. So what's the next step with this book? Like you wrote this book because you had this incredible experience,
correct?
Like this legal experience. And as I said before, when we were talking, I mean, I had a very long legal dispute, so I can feel for you. And so what was it like representing yourself in the end? Because that would have been a huge life experience, wouldn't it?
Well, it's good that you ask in the end. Maybe I could answer by saying in the beginning, it was, shall we say, pretty ordinary.
Yeah.
I would think if I was a member of the audience, I would have counselled myself to do something other than represent myself. I remember the first time I dropped the papers. I got everything wrong. I managed to sort of fumble along, and the other guy was a litigant in person. So it wasn't an elegant exhibition of legal argument. It was more like a couple of street fighters. Towards the end, I'd have to confess, the registrar in the federal court was convinced I was a lawyer, and he then one or two judges, when a bit of excitement would come along and you'd perhaps speak out of turn, and the judge, I recall one judge saying to me, "You've been here often enough, I think you know better."
Well, when you walked in the room, I asked you if you're a politician.
Yeah,
So
we're still talking.
now?
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're still talking. It's an okay thing. It's an okay. I won't hold it against you.
So tell me, I think it's interesting about this person that you had this drama with.
The other guy.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
The
it
other
was
guy.
interesting
Whatever
what
happened
you
to the
said.
other guy? I get asked
Yeah.
that a lot. I didn't kill him. It is mentioned in the book there that that thought had flashed through my mind.
Yes.
In case it's not edited out, I never thought any harm of anybody at any time.
Yeah.
But what happened to him? He ended up, as it says in the book, he was convicted of fraud. He was convicted of assault against myself. He was a bankrupt.
Wow.
And he continued on, but probably the thing that hit him the most was the fraud conviction haunted him, and the bankruptcy. So people were a bit worrying about that. So he moved on. I saw him, as the book says, in fact, it's definitely a case. He then moved on to more interesting fields in some ways. And I was watching one of those channels where you see those Senate review committees on God knows what, total boredom. And there's a gentleman there helping the Senate solve some of the serious world problems. Now, I thought that was really a great moment in my life, because I then realised he'd moved on out of my life.
Now, with this person, you said that, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this, but you said that you uncovered that he had done this kind of stuff with other
it's well in the book.
people.
Oh, it's in the book.
Yeah, before you, and that he was experienced at going around and getting people tied up in these legal tangles. And basically, it seemed like he wanted people to say, "Look, here's this amount of money, go away." But what amazes me is that the court system just didn't throw it out. Couldn't they just say, "Hey, look, we're not here for this." What's that term? We're litigious litigants.
Vexatious litigants.
Sorry, vexatious litigants, which means people are constantly and unnecessarily going to court, or
vexed anger.
Or won't let go of a case.
Well, I was always promised that it would be thrown out, but in my book I say that when you go to court and you see that Latin above the doorway. Now, I wasn't educated in Latin, but I can translate it for you. It says, "Never lose a customer." That's the underlying thing.
Never lose a customer. Look, I'm sorry, hang on a second. I mean, I reckon a lot of it is about, look, a lot of those judges and lawyers, they don't, look, it's all business for them, isn't it? I mean, it keeps them employed. I know I sound really cynical.
The business of law is business. That's Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I wasn't the first guy to come up with this cynical type concept. I did do a bit of research before I wrote the book, and I thought this was really innovative thinking, but no, Shakespeare had it all worked out.
Isn't it? So what's your advice to people that are caught up in these horrible legal cases that just don't end? Because obviously they end up costing people a lot of money. And like you mentioned before, you said that you didn't realise in the beginning that it wasn't about the money. You see, because this person had misspent $115, and it's almost like it went from being about the $115 to you arguing the principle and then it turned into all of this stuff. And obviously you didn't realise that this person was some sort of experienced scammer.
Oh, extremely experienced. As I say in my book, so it's not a secret. We managed to work out that he was on the dole, and he was earning money.
So do you mind me asking, before you ended up representing yourself at the latter end of the case, how much money on legal fees did it cost your company in the beginning?
You're doing a couple of $100,000.
Wow, isn't that amazing? So what did this person really want? Did they want you to say to them, look, here, give me X amount of dollars and I'll just go away? Is that what it was about?
Well, I think with vexatious litigants, you have more than just a legal argument. You've got something going on in the background. Now, do they really know what they're doing? Yeah. He would have been better to have just moved on.
Yeah.
He made two mistakes about us, if I was to be analytic. We didn't have the money he thought we did, so we couldn't pay him. He was sending us broke by distracting us from work and earning a living. And we didn't have the money, and we were also tenacious. Now, we were trapped, so if he'd worked out we didn't have the money and ran away, he would have been better off because we wouldn't have sent him bankrupt. We sent him bankrupt as a defence mechanism. Now, that probably, he doesn't live, I am told reliably, he doesn't live in Australia now.
All right. On another level, it's kind of like a deeper personal level, what can you say about someone like him on a personal level? Like, what is the driving factor? Because it can't be just about money. This person that you're in court with all these years, how would you describe them on a personal level? Like, what motivates them? Is it like, do they have this huge grudge with society, or
he had a couple? He had a couple. It's in the book. It mentions that he was of a mainstream religion, but a fringe dweller of that mainstream religion. So it was interesting. And most of his socialising was on the fringes of things, or perhaps you could say a better way, perhaps the audience would be on the extreme of things.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about violence or terrorism or anything like. We're just talking about the thinking process.
Yeah.
And it did have touches of paranoia in it. You couldn't help but think that because he was constantly putting out documents on blogs and such things that I used to spend my time reading, thinking that very question. There must be something I can work out.
Trying to outwit each other.
Yes, get out of this mess. My goal was to get out of it, and so the book was cathartic, celebrating getting out of it.
Okay, interesting. All right. Alan Manley. So, if people want to get this book, what do they do?
They go on Google. They type in Alan Manley.
Yeah, that's a very nice name.
One word.
Yep.
alanmanley.com.au.
And then you just pop up.
Follow the clicks.
Like popcorn.
Follow the clicks, and I'll probably take you
order. Or they can go to a bookshop, can't they? Traditional bookshops. They're still good because, old people like me, I still go to bookshops. I want physical books. I like going and browsing. Like the shelves. We've got shelves here too. Indeed. So we like books and we like interesting people like Mr. Manley. Thank you for coming in and sharing your very interesting story with us.
Thank you, Yianni.
Thank you.